Hello, I'm John Weeks, and here is your Cop26 roundup from the Evening Standard. Boris Johnson has warned world leaders that the longer they fail to tackle climate change, the higher the costs when they are forced by catastrophe to act. Our deputy political editor David Bond has been following the story for us.
Well, Boris Johnson has opened the Cop26 climate summit in Glasgow with a warning to his fellow world leaders that history will judge us if they're not able to make some real progress over the next 12 days. But even as 25,000 delegates and 120 world leaders were arriving in Glasgow, there was a real sense the Prime Minister was trying to inject some desperately needed momentum.
The clock is ticking to the furious rhythm of hundreds of billions of pistons and turbines and furnaces and engines with which we are pumping carbon into the air faster and faster, record outputs, and quilting the earth in an invisible and suffocating blanket of CO2. 2 degrees more and we jeopardize the food supply for hundreds of millions of people as crops wither, locusts swarm. 3 degrees and you can add more wildfires and cyclones, twice as many, 5 times as many droughts, and 36 times as many heat waves. 4 degrees and we say goodbye to whole cities.
We know that President Xi of China is not going to be attending COP26 in person. He's now going to be delivering a written statement. He's not even doing a video address as we understand it. We know that President Erdogan of Turkey is not going to be attending, and nor is Vladimir Putin of Russia. A lot will depend, I think, on America and President Joe Biden and the sort of level of leadership and the commitments that the US are able to give in the coming days. A lot may also depend on this meeting between some of the world's biggest polluters and some of the smaller countries that are absolutely on the front line of climate change, to see whether that might trigger them to take more drastic steps to get to net zero. But you know, even as this summit was open, the UK, the hosts, were having to defend their own green credentials, with Liz Truss, the Foreign Secretary, on the airwaves this morning, fielding some difficult questions about why, for example, the UK won't introduce a meat tax, or why Chancellor Rishi Sunak last week decided to slash by 50% air passenger duty on domestic air travel in the UK, which campaigners say runs completely against all the rhetoric on slashing emissions because it will encourage people to fly more. Then you have the issue of the new coal mine in Cumbria and the new oil field off the coast of Scotland. You can see why campaigners are saying to the UK, well, look, we've heard you talk the talk in the run-up to this conference, but we really now need to see you walk the walk.
David Bond there. You can read more from him and our political team at standard.co.uk. Now, 95-year-old broadcasting legend Sir David Attenborough was among the speakers for the opening presentation. He warned leaders that it's young people today who will bear the brunt of climate change.
The people alive now are the generation to come. Will look at this conference and consider one thing. Did that number stop rising and start to drop as a result of commitments made here? There's every reason to believe that the answer can be yes. If working apart, we are force powerful enough to destabilize our planet, surely working together, we are powerful enough to save it.
US President Joe Biden was among the later world leaders to arrive at the conference. As he took to the stage this afternoon, he was optimistic about the economic benefits of investing in green technology.
To state the obvious, we meet with the eyes of history upon us and the profound questions before us. It's simple. Will we act? Will we do what is necessary? Will we seize the enormous opportunity before us? Or will we condemn future generations to suffer?
And London Mayor Sadiq Khan made his way to COP26 this morning by train, joined by counterparts from some of the world's biggest cities. He says action on climate change is needed now and urged leaders at the conference to take action.
Look, what we don't want is our government and other governments kicking the can down the road with targets in 2050 and 2040. We need them to take action now. We've seen this summer in London the consequences of the climate emergency, with stations being flooded, homes and businesses being flooded, with older people needing protection from the heat wave. That's why it's really important our government and others take action now.
For the latest updates, visit the website standard.co.uk, where we'll be covering the latest from the climate conference in Glasgow as world leaders meet to thrash out a plan to tackle global warming. That's it from the Evening Standard COP26 update. Join us again tomorrow.